Reflexive verbs. In this presentation, you guys are going to review how to use reflexive verbs and how to conjugate them. First, let's start with what is a reflexive verb. A reflexive verb is a verb that implies the person doing the action does it to him or herself. For example, if I say me despierto, it means I wake myself up. Te bañas means you bathe yourself. What makes a reflexive verb reflexive? It is the reflexive pronoun. You have to have a reflexive pronoun to use a reflexive verb. Let's look at an example. The verb lavar. Lavar means to wash. There is a difference in meaning between the verbs lavo and me lavo. If I say lavo los platos, it means I wash the dishes. So I am the one doing the washing, but I'm washing something else. Once I put a reflexive pronoun there, me lavo las manos, it means I wash my hands, the hands that I have. So I am washing myself. How to conjugate a reflexive verb is very simple. Okay, the first thing we need to do is take off the se at the end of the infinitive. So let's look at the verb despertarse. If we take the verb despertarse, all we need to do is take off the se, and then you have a normal AR infinitive. Conjugate that infinitive according to your subject. So, despierto, despiertas, despierta, despertamos, despertáis, despiertan. Despertar also is a stem-changing verb, which we're going to review as well. But pay no attention to that right now. Right now we are focusing on reflexive verbs. The next step is we add the correct reflexive pronoun. So depending on who you're talking about, the reflexive pronoun would change. If I'm saying yo, I wake myself, I'm going to use me. Te. Se. Nos. Os. Se. I'm going to go through the meanings with you. Again, yo me despierto means I wake myself up. Te despiertas means you wake yourself up. Se despierta depends, okay? If you use él or ella, that means he or she wakes him or herself up. If you say usted se despierta, you're also saying that you wake yourself up, but when you're talking to someone that you show a little bit more respect to. Nos despertamos means we wake ourselves up. Os despertáis, remember, is only used in Spain, but that also means that you guys wake yourself up. And se despiertan, again, can change. If you're using ellos and ellas se despiertan, that means they wake themselves up. If you're saying ustedes se despiertan, that would mean you guys wake yourselves up. Okay, in 1 minute, I'm going to ask you to just pause the video, and I want you in your notebook to go ahead and conjugate the verb bañarse, which means to bathe oneself, in the present tense. So go ahead and pause, and I want you to conjugate it. Here are the answers, okay? You should have yo me baño, tú te bañas, él, ella, usted se baña, nosotros nos bañamos, vosotros os bañáis, ellos, ellas, ustedes se bañan. Here's a list of some super common reflexive verbs. I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen all of these. There might be a few that you are not familiar with, but I would just go ahead and write these in your notebook just to make sure you have all the information you need. A lot of these verbs have something to do about your daily routine and getting ready. So maybe that's a clue of how you can remember them a little bit easier. Again, just pause the video if you need more time to write things down. This list is a list of other reflexive verbs that may seem unfamiliar to you, but I wrote down what they mean in English next to them. And yeah, number 6 through 11, these verbs are verbs that they show some type of emotion, and we use reflexive verbs when we're trying to say that there was a change in emotion. For example, if I was saying, oh, I think I'm getting sick, I would say creo que me enfermo, as in I'm in the process of getting sick. I'm not completely sick yet, but I'm about to get there. Okay, so I would also ask you to write these down so you have them for your convenience. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in class.